Hello and welcome to Easy English with Mr. Chris. In this session we're going to be looking at 6 situations when you should use hyphens. So hyphens, as you can see here, these little marks, these little dashes, which are reasonably common within English, but are quite confusing, and learners of English often don't know how to quite use properly. So let's just begin by giving some facts about hyphens. 3 facts. So fact 1, they are used to join words together. That's their job. So we can see the example here. First class, the word first and class are joined together into one. Second hyphen fact, their use is decreasing and generally they get lost over time. So the word email is a classic example. When email first came into the English language, it was hyphenated. Nowadays, some people still use the hyphen, but some don't. And social media and the more informal use of language through social media is one of the reasons that they are being lost on a more rapid basis than in the past. And the third fact related to this, dictionaries often disagree whether a hyphen should be used. So the word pigeonhole, for example, here both can and does not appear with a hyphen. There is disagreement often about whether a word needs that hyphen or not. So let's think about when, generally speaking, hyphens can be used in English. The first way is to make compound adjectives. So compound adjectives, adjectives which have more than one component, more than one part, and the hyphen is used to link those two things together. So we can see a couple of examples here. So she is a world famous athlete. So world and famous brought together as one compound adjective to describe athlete. Second example, he is a good looking man. So good and looking brought together to form one idea, one compound adjective. In those situations, a hyphen links the two parts. Second example, to make compound nouns. So when nouns following that same principle are brought together and joined together, then a hyphen will link those parts. So again, here are some common examples of words of compound nouns in English which use hyphens. So t-shirt, pen friend, passerby, x-ray, mother-in-law or father-in-law, sister-in-law, and so on. Those are some of the more common compound nouns in English which use the hyphen. Thirdly, when we create numbers, numbers between 21 and 99 specifically, so 33 or 68, as well as fractions, so 2/3, 3/4, and so on and so on. So when we talk about those kind of numbers then and write them out in letter form, then we use a hyphen to join those particular parts. Fourth one, with certain prefixes. So ex, self and all are 3 prefixes which generally use a hyphen there, but not always, but generally they would do that. So ex-president, self-service, all-powerful. There are some other examples of when certain prefixes in certain situations also need a hyphen, but those examples are quite rare. So ex, self and all are the 3 prefixes which generally would take a hyphen, whereas other prefixes wouldn't. And the fifth one, when 2 ideas work together to describe one idea. So in example, it was a low budget film. So low and budget are working together to describe a film. A well-known actor, well and known, working together to describe that word. So when those words have a close relationship, when they are affecting each other to describe the noun, then they would be linked with a hyphen. And the last example here, to clarify meaning when there might be confusion. So for example here, resign and resign. So the first example, resign, when you want to re-sign, for example, a document, you need to sign it again. There, then a hyphen would clarify the particular thing you were asking, because resign without the hyphen, to stop doing something, to give up doing something, that idea of resign is the more common use. We might get confused here. So where a hyphen can clarify the meaning, then it would sometimes be added in order to do that. thank you for listening and watching. That was Easy English with Mr. Chris, and hope to see you again soon. Thank you.